Today's maintenance is going to be the fuel filter. You can kind of see it kind of hiding down there. But today we're going to use a Delphi filter. Delphi is the OE manufacturer for Land Rover filters. I would show you, but I have a Molly filter on here instead because I didn't know we could get these. After doing some digging and the same place that I get my timing belts from, I was able to find these guys for a lot cheaper than Land Rover sells them. About half the price, even shipped from Europe. So right here is your fuel filter, the top of it anyways. You have 4 connections, 2 car side, 2 engine side. And you also have little tiny arrows on the top. You can see right there's one pointing back to the return. So you can kind of know where each of the hoses go. But my recommendation, if this is your first time, is to take a picture. It takes 2 seconds to take a picture, and pictures are worth thousands and thousands of words. So we're going to start with the easy one to get out, and make sure you have a rag to shove down and around this thing, because you will make a mess. It's not if, it's more like a will. And some of you may have less room than what I am currently working with, because there's usually something right here. But that's neither here nor there. We'll start pulling this thing apart. There's a little fuel leak. Maybe I can't do this one-handed. Oh, there's another one. A little more fuel leak. This one's a little bit... These two are easy because they got a single push tab. As you can see. This one's a little harder because there's one on each side. There it is, and there it is. And that one also has a little tiny, tiny hole in it. And now for the fun one. You push the lock up on that this way. You can use a little pocket screwdriver and push it forward if you want. And it's got 2 thumb tabs on it, which makes it awfully hard to do with a camera in your hand. I normally will just try to get my fingers in there, probably like a pinky or something, one on each side, then lift up. So I will be right back once I get this off. You can also, if you want, I mean, at this point you could also lift the filter up out of its bracket a little bit. You'd have to depress. You have to depress right here at this guy. You'd have to depress this guy right here and lift up on the filter assembly. That'll give you a little bit more room to mess with that connector. So we are depressing with our pocket screwdriver, or you could use your thumb. So we're depressing with a pocket screwdriver, or you could probably use your thumb. And that will allow the filter to come up. Now you can see that the filter's up higher. You more easily can access this clip with one hand. But I'll just use 2. All right, we got it off. Before we get all crazy and trying to pull this thing out, you got to do one more thing. And I'll just kind of sit that filter back in there. At the bottom of this filter, you can see there's a little wiring harness. You've got to unplug that. See if we can get it zoom in, focus. Yeah, right there. You can see there's a little wiring harness behind that hose for the water drain. And I will get that unplugged so we can show you how that actually works. I got the filter on its way up. It's just a game of playing wiggle around the hoses. Sometimes it can be a real pain. Sometimes it just falls right out. And with the camera in the way, it makes it a lot harder. There we go. You can actually pop this off. Get that there. So this is how it looks when it comes out. You can see the arrows more clearly now once it's out. But this is your water and fuel sensor down here. You will need to reuse that. You'll also need to reuse this bracket that holds the filter. There are little marks right there where it lines up and indexes with the filter. And we can show you that. And we can show you that on here. You can see the little T mark, and you want to line up the little arrow on the bracket on that T mark. So this is how you're going to get the filter. It's going to come just with a water drain on it. That water drain is going to have to come off. Then your original, or yours on your car, you'll just untwist that. And then put the sensor on the new filter. Just like that. Easy peasy. If you want, you can even take the rubber O-ring. You can take the rubber O-ring off of this guy and put it on the sensor you're reusing, so you don't have any air leaks. All right, now I want to show you how this connector works. So here is the water and fuel connector on the bottom of the filter housing. It's an easy connector to get off. All you gotta do is push down, pull out. Kind of like a fuel injector clip, but a little bit bigger. And this is how the water and fuel gets drained. The little sensor on the bottom of the filter housing just kind of clips into that, and if you drain your fuel monthly like you should be, you just kind of twist, and then there's a little spout over here that you can aim towards the ground, and that spout gets clipped in to this bracket right here. So now that our filter has got the sensor on it, we gotta transfer the bracket. Alrighty, so I got my trusty Icon ratchet and a T20 Torx bit. It doesn't take much to loosen this up, besides the fact that I need two hands, one to hold it. Alright, now we can loosen this guy up. Doesn't take much. It's like a wood screw, but into plastic. Let's put that on there so it doesn't leak all over the place. And dispose of this properly. Bye-bye. Now, be the good guys that you are and wipe this out since there's fuel all over it. Or you could join the Brake Clean Mafia team and absolutely just annihilate this thing with Brake Clean. Which, I mean, that would be my recommendation. So, we got the new filter. We got the T in sight. And I try to get the top of the T lined up right there like that. That's how I do it. Or attempt to, anyways. I'm not always successful. And then we just tighten that down until it closes up. Don't don't torque the crap out of it. It's only plastic. All right, make sure you got all your rags out from in there so you don't cause a thermal event when you start your car. I like to start with this. Put this guy on first, since it's the biggest pain. What you want to do is make sure you get that guy in the hole, that guy. It only goes in one way, unfortunately. Then you just kind of got to make room for it to go down into the crevice that it came out of. Kind of a pain, but keep your caps on so you don't get anything in the new filter. Once it's somewhat down in the location that it's supposed to be in, make sure you've got all 4 connectors so you're not going chasing one like I am right now. 1, 2, 3. Where's number 4? Oh, number 4 is over here off to the side, hiding. Found number 4. So before letting go, line up the 3 slots from that bracket that we installed into 3 slots on the bracket on the car side. It's kind of a pain. You can see those 3 little slots relatively good right there. You want to get those lined up and the pins pushed all the way in. Let's see if I can get this on video. There's no guarantees I'm going to get it on video though. Oops. There it goes. As you can see down there, I've got them all started. And now you just need to push down. And once it pushes down, it locks the tab back in right there. So it's locked the filter back into place. Now the filter's installed, we can go ahead and take off these caps, and you can save them for later. Start installing these connectors again. Make sure to lock that yellow one. Once everything's installed, give it a quick pull test to make sure it's not coming off, because the last thing you want to do is hit the key and all this thing make a big old mess. Ask me how I know. I've seen many dealer techs do it. Not only on Land Rover, but Fords as well. Our last step is reconnecting this, which is just a fishing expedition, going down there, feeling around and doing it by touch, because I'm not going to be able to get a camera down there. So once I get this plugged in, we'll see you inside the car. Foot on the brake with the safety sandals. A little bit longer than normal start, but she started. And now I normally let it idle for a couple minutes. I normally let it idle for about 5 or 6 minutes before I go ahead and shut it off, just to let any kind of air work its way out. If you want more videos like this from CP's Garage, make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. We've got big news coming soon for everyone. hope you guys enjoyed. Peace.